there was a time when I was really scraping the barrel for ways to create. I had no less ideas in my head, but I was really economically challenged and didn't have the wherewithal to acquire materials, canvases, lots of expensive paint. All I had was this pad of paper and a squeegee. I don't even know where I found that squeegee. I've probably had it for 20 years. But one day in my studio, I just laid down a pad of paper and I put some color on the squeegee. Or why not just a piece of cardboard? After all, as long as it had a straight edge, it would suffice. And I just started dragging the paint across the surface. You know, the artist in me was stirred. I mean, straight up excited to see those shapes unfolding before my eyes. If you're an artist, or if you're somebody who loves art like I do, and like so many millions of people around the world, it isn't so much just the recognizable shapes that excite you, but it's the color. It's the way it presents itself. And so even in this very abstracted way, it's possible to create excitement. And I know it's not exciting for everybody. It won't stir everybody. It's not meant to. But for the ones that it does stir, like me, and if you're like me, you can identify, well, it just makes your soul churn and just want to explode like a volcano. It's just very, very ethereal in a way. And you get a lot of pleasure just from seeing that color just lay there in juxtaposition to other shades or values or colors. Maybe I can add another layer. So, get the squeegee, squirt a little paint. Oh, I'm going to use that cardboard again. So much for expensive tools. I really believe that art can be made with whatever you have around the house. If you don't even have paint, well, you can just leave some tea bags in the water for a little while and color the water. You can use that to create artistic impressions. I like to make sure I sign my work. Yes, if you can call this work. I know. It's play, really, but, well, I make art for a living, so I call it work, but it's a poor excuse for work. It's really play, let's face it. I like to sign them, though, because, if anyone acquires one of these, it's good for them to know and remember and have a record of who did it. Keep my signatures really small. I don't make that the star of the show. It's really about the images. Look at that. I layered a little bit of yellow. And it's funny, I'm a landscape painter, and well, these weren't intended to be landscapes, but this one comes off as looking like a lakeside scene with some tamaracks. A scene I used to love to paint all the time in landscape painting, and still do. I still do landscape painting. But presenting the world a plane of art that is rendered just a little differently and has with it a different kind of a creative vibe. Maybe something that nobody's ever seen before. I mean, I can say for sure that nobody's ever seen this shape before. There's absolutely no way it could ever have been created prior to this moment. And never again could I ever create it again. That's art. And I'll thank you for joining in with me here on The Robert Painter on YouTube. Be sure and subscribe and like, and that way you'll be notified of future episodes of my work here. Thanks again.